Please be seated. Good afternoon. I am Dr. Rita Knazel, Provost at the College of St. Benedict and St. John's University. It is indeed my great pleasure on this glorious day to welcome all of you, the families, friends, honored guests, faculty and staff, and especially the 2015 graduating class of the College of St. Benedict. We welcome you to the 100th commencement exercise. I would like to begin by introducing the members of today's platform party. On my left is the president of the College of St. Benedict, Dr. Mary Dana Hinton. Next to her is Ms. Lynn Newman, Chair of the Board of Trustees. Next is our commencement speaker for today, Ms. Valerie Kaur, a civil rights lawyer, documentary filmmaker, and interfaith leader. And next to her is the prioress of the Order of the Sisters of St. Benedict, Sister Michaela Hedekin, followed by Dr. Karen Erickson, Academic Dean at the College of St. Benedict and St. John's University. On my right, Dr. Michael Hemeseth, President of St. John's University. Next is the Bishop of the Diocese of St. Cloud, the Most Reverend Donald J. Kettler. Next is the President of the Alumni Board, Ms. Jennifer Barta. And next to Jennifer is Sister Sharon Noner, Director of Campus Ministry at the College of St. Benedict. I now invite Sister Sharon to the podium to give the invocation.
Let us pray. Good and gracious God, on this day we pray for these women, the 2015 graduates of the College of St. Benedict. We hold in prayer their friends and family who offered unconditional love, and our Catholic and Benedictine community who continues to support them in this new beginning, which you have been quietly forming, waiting until they were ready to emerge. And now the delight. With their courage kindled, they take their first steps on new ground. A new rhythm of life begins. Though the destination may seem unclear, may they find hope in you and trust in the promise of a new dawn, unfurling their hearts into the grace of new beginnings. May the integrity of their intellect be true light, challenging one-sided certainties and half-truths that is illuminated by the depths of your divine wisdom. We pray that their soul senses the world that awaits them with courage to discover what unknown yields, standing on the cusp of change, where faith and reason meet, liberating illimitable potential of the human spirit. May they live in faith, whose social manifestations is compassion and whose public expression is justice, building a society for the common good, a society that honors the dignity and worth of each person. May these women make their power felt through love, discovering the deeper meanings of all things and the sacredness of the life entrusted to them. May they go forth, guided by your grace, and may they let their light shine. Amen.
Greetings, members of the College of St. Benedict Board of Trustees, Sister Michaela Hedekin Prioress, and all of the Sisters of the Order of St. Benedict, Bishop Kettler, President Hemisath, esteemed faculty and staff, proud parents, and most especially our 475 graduating seniors, please accept my most heartfelt welcome to each of you. It is a privilege to stand before you on the most significant and joyous day of the academic calendar, Commencement. As you all know, the College of St. Benedict recently celebrated its centennial. For it was in 1913 that the college was founded. We had a wonderfully celebratory occasion marking the importance of our founding, our Catholic and Benedictine legacy, our history, and our mission. And it was certainly a year well worth celebrating. Much more discreetly today, we celebrate our 100th commencement. I've wondered why this is a quieter affair and realize that perhaps it is because a commencement feels like a farewell, a parting of ways with people we have come to love, and from a place we have for 4 years called home. No one could deny that, properly defined, a commencement really means a beginning. But in our hearts, we often view it as a farewell. Few of us celebrate goodbyes, and so perhaps it makes sense that this institutional milestone has been more sedately celebrated. But I want to propose that this is an exceptional day for the 475 young women graduating, and it also holds special significance for St. Ben's as an institution. For 100 years, the College of St. Benedict has transformed the lives of young women as signaled by their commencement. As you commence today, you too have had a transformative experience. You completed a rigorous course of study, with many of you receiving our highest academic honors. You provided service to the common good, both at home and in faraway lands. You engaged in study abroad, stretching yourselves and your perspective. You cheered for our Blazers, young women who excel in the classroom and in their athleticism. You held each other's hands, and you cheered each other on. For 100 years at St. Ben's, young women experienced the range of emotions you currently feel: joy, hope, optimism, fear, and perhaps most importantly, anticipation. These emotions are outnumbered only by the questions running through your mind. Some of you may be asking when. Others' questions begin with a curious why not. As you experience each of these emotions and their attendant questions, I invite you to ask a question that's been asked for 100 years at the College of St. Benedict. What if? Sister Mara Faulkner recently wrote that the what if question gives birth to every work of art, story, scientific discovery, and maybe creation itself. It makes us partners with our daring, hopeful God. I want you to be unafraid to ask what if. For over 100 years, that question has made Benny's exceptional. For 100 years, we have proclaimed that the world needs the courage, the strength, and the bold intellect that College of St. Benedict graduates possess. We are eager to send you, the living manifestation of our mission, out into the world. Proudly and confidently walk into your future. You will create a better world by virtue of your presence, service, and leadership. For 100 years, a sisterhood has been born this day, creating a network of over 21,000 alumni. each and every one of whom eagerly await your arrival into their ranks, to embrace you in your successes, to comfort you in the face of challenges, to laugh with you and to cry with you. A sisterhood that began 100 years ago, a sisterhood that you expand today. Today you tread in the footsteps of 100 years of excellence. As we envision the next 100 years, you lead us into an era when we commit to continuing to send women into the world who lead courageously, think critically, and advocate passionately. As we commemorate 100 years of farewells and 100 years of bright new beginnings, you graduates are on a powerful threshold. So I will end with the words from Gunilla Norris that I hope encourage and inspire you as you cross this threshold. Many times today, I will cross over a threshold. I hope I will catch a few of those times. I need to remember that my life is, in fact, a continuous series of thresholds, from one moment to the next, from one thought to the next, from one action to the next. On the threshold, the entire past and the endless future rush to meet one another. They take hold of each other and laugh. Graduates, may God bless you and keep you, and make his face shine upon you. Thank you. Thank you. It is now my pleasure to present the President's Medal, and I invite Dr. Rita Knazel to please join me at the podium. Thank you, Rita. Rita Knazel is quick to applaud the achievements of others, but shuns attention of her own merits, of which there are many. A proud Benny, class of 1975, Rita is a lifelong champion of the liberal arts, the love for learning, intellectual resilience, and skills in critical thinking. She cultivated those skills as a student at St. Ben's, and they have served as a foundation throughout her professional life as professor and chair of music, academic dean at St. Ben's, associate provost and academic dean at both the College of St. Benedict and St. John's University, and finally as provost at St. Ben's and St. John's. At each stage of her career, she has stayed true to her core values, leading with integrity, discipline, and optimism. Rita's impact on higher education extends beyond our campus. She is widely known for her expertise on faculty development and mentoring new faculty, and she has generously shared her wisdom with colleagues nationwide. In 2013, she was honored with the Council of Independent Colleges Chief Academic Officer Award for her contributions to enhancing the role and work of private college chief academic officers nationwide. Those who know Rita admire her joyful enthusiasm. The positive attitude she brings to any challenge inspires confidence among her colleagues. As provost at St. Ben's and St. John's since 2007, she has achieved an exquisite balance between the two institutions, making a seamless academic experience possible for all of our students. She has made a difficult job look easy. Although her administrative talents gain little notice from the student body, students are the ultimate beneficiaries. Her commitment to administrative efficiencies and faculty representation and decision-making has ensured the best possible outcomes in the classroom. Above all, she gets things done. A true servant leader, Rita practices selfless, thoughtful leadership based on deep respect for others. She skillfully brings together people and ideas, all the while keeping a sharp focus on the common good. A product of the College of St. Benedict, she is an exemplar of Benny leadership. She is deeply committed to St. Ben's and St. John's. She leaves a lasting legacy, an imprint on our academic program that will serve as a foundation for future graduates. In gratitude for her dedicated service to the College of St. Benedict and her leadership in higher education, I hereby confer upon Rita Knazel the President's Medal.
Thank you, President Hinton, and best wishes to the class of 2015.
Thank you, Rita. Thank you. It is now my great pleasure to invite Valerie Kaur to give the commencement address. Ms. Kaur is a civil rights lawyer, documentary filmmaker, and interfaith leader who helps communities tell their stories and organize for social change. She has made award-winning films and led multimedia campaigns on a wide range of issues: hate crimes against Sikh and Muslim Americans, racial profiling, gun violence, marriage equality, immigration detention, and solitary confinement. Ms. Kaur is a regular television commentator on MSNBC and opinion contributor to CNN, NPR, PBS, The Washington Post, The Huffington Post, and The New York Times. She has reported on the military commissions at Guantanamo and clerked on the Senate Judiciary Committee. Ms. Kaur founded the Groundswell movement of 100,000 members, the nation's largest multi-faith organizing community, known for dynamically strengthening faith-based organizing in the 21st century. A senior fellow at Auburn Seminary, she serves as a national Sikh voice who teaches on movement building for students, organizers, and interfaith groups. She also works with the U.S. State Department to bring these tools to activists around the world, most recently traveling and teaching throughout Myanmar. Ms. Kaur earned degrees at Stanford University, Harvard Divinity School, and Yale Law School, where she founded the Yale Visual Law Project to train future lawyers to make films for social and policy change. She is currently the Media and Strategy Fellow at Stanford Law School, where she helps build the movement to keep the internet free and open, especially for underserved communities. The Center for American Progress lists Ms. Kaur among 13 national progressive faith leaders to watch. She has been called a standout figure in the world of interfaith organizing and activism, and one of 8 Asian American women of influence. I must thank Dr. John Merkel, Professor of Theology and Director of the J. Phillips Center for Interfaith Learning, for introducing St. Ben's to Valerie, and to the Fall 2014 St. Ben's Student Senate for their assistance in selecting this year's commencement speaker. Please join me in welcoming Valerie Kaur to the podium.
President Hinton, professors and staff, family and friends, and most of all, the College of St. Benedict's class of 2015, it is a profound honor for me to stand before you today. On a beautiful day like this, not terribly long ago, I was sitting in your place. My heart in my throat, the future spread before me like a vast and unknown horizon. Today, I come to you as a new mother. My son just a few months old, and so I must begin by honoring the love that has made today possible, the love that was poured into you by all of those sitting behind you. Let us applaud them now. You see, the ferocity of that kind of love I only just discovered on the day that I gave birth. My mother placing her hand on my head, whispering in my ear, "You are brave, you are brave." When my son was born and I held him in my arms, he was alive, he was breathing, and I knew that I would give my life for him. That's what that kind of love does. It quiets the eye. It makes you fearless. After it was all over, my husband said to me, "I didn't think it was possible, but I love you more." I said, "Are you sure? Because, crazy things happen in labor, things come out of you, things I will not name here. Are you sure?" He said, "Yes. It is the most selfless thing I've ever seen you do." In that moment, I looked at my own mother and I saw her with new eyes. I saw how all of this time she had poured her body, her breath, her blood into me selflessly from the day I was born to the day my son was born. You see, my mother stayed at home to raise me. She set me free so that I could live the life that she was denied. I thought I wasn't supposed to be like her. But I've come to realize that all this time, the love of my mother was showing me the love that inspires true service. Love without thought of outcome. Love regardless of whether or not you are thanked. Ask your mothers if they brought you up in order to be thanked. Love so deep that you would give your life for it. Class of 2015, our generation of women, thanks to all of those mothers, we have a choice about who we give our lives to. So I have come here to ask you, to whom will you pour your body, your breath, and your blood? Because on the day my son was born, on the day I was in labor with my mother, there were people marching in city streets to protest violence against black and brown bodies, hands raised to the air, chanting, "I can't breathe." You see, when my son was only 8 weeks old, I had to bundle him up and take him to his first candlelight vigil, mourning the lives of 3 college students, all Muslim, gunned down, shot in the head in Chapel Hill by a man who despised religion. And I looked at my son and I imagined him your age one day, and I couldn't breathe. Because on this day, on the day of your graduation, the bodies of children are lying under the rubble of the earthquake in Nepal. Families are mourning their dead in the wake of another ISIS bombing. Justices of the Supreme Court are debating the future of millions based upon the gender of the person they love. And from Ferguson to Staten Island to Baltimore, the streets are on fire with people who are angry, people who are aching for Black lives to matter. You see, there are people who love you, who want to protect you from these fires. They may want to build walls around you to keep you safe. Staying within those walls is the temptation of privilege, the privilege that you will be afforded when you walk on the stage and receive your diploma, because you can turn that diploma into blinders so that you strive only for yourself, your own success, your own salary, your own status. And you know what? Society will not judge you for that. In fact, society will exalt you. And that is my greatest fear for you. For women of St. Ben, I have sat among you and I have listened to your longing, and you are meant for more than a life of comfort. You are meant for a life of meaning. Staying within those walls may feel safe for a time, but that kind of loneliness breeds despair, and you will wake up one day with a ghost in your throat and wonder what you have done with your life, while all along the fires of the world are calling you. So, class of 2015, I came in order to beckon you to face the fires of this world and walk into them with love as your compass. I came to ask you to turn your diploma into a key to unlock the bravery in your body. The path of service will look different for each of you, but you know what it is. It is the path that scares you. For you, it's law school. For you, it's the urban farm. For you, it's the classroom. For you, it's the corporate firm. But it is the path that is less safe, the path that is not easy. But it's that path that I call you on in this moment. For when you face the fires of this life, when you let your own life flare up, its meaning becomes a beacon that can remake the world. Let me show you what I mean. When I was a college student, the fires raged high. When terrorists crashed planes into the Twin Towers, the television screens flickered an image of a bearded and turbaned enemy. Our nation's new enemy, I realized, looked like my family. And even though we had been in the United States for more than a century, even though the Sikh faith, my faith, like the Muslim faith, believes in oneness, in that instant we were seen as perpetually foreign, as automatically suspect, as potentially terrorist in the eyes of our neighbors. And what did I do in that moment? When a man I called Uncle, Balbir Singh Sodhi, was murdered in Arizona by a man who called himself patriot, I ran. I hid. I went into my bedroom and I locked the door. And I turned to all those books. You heard the schools I went to? I turned to all my books, and what books did I take down for comfort? The text of our generation? Harry Potter. I've always been ashamed to admit this, but I think I pulled down Harry Potter because it was a story about the young people of that world wielding magic to face the dark arts, to face the Dementors when the adults in their life couldn't or wouldn't. It began to occur to me that that kind of magic felt like love. And when I finally put the books down, it was my grandfather's prayer from the Sikh faith that rose to my lips. Tati Vaunalagi Pad Brahm Shanai. It was a prayer that he recited to himself under a rain of fire during World War II. What would it mean for me to be as brave as that? I didn't know. When I was a girl growing up in the Central Valley of California, my friend Bryn, she and I were kindred sisters. We would sit in the parking lot at the edge of the peach orchards and watch the sky grow dark, and we would dream of escaping the dust of the valley. We pledged that we would think of our life as a great quest. Life begins in departure, she once wrote. And so, in the aftermath of September 11th, I departed. I left school, I grabbed my camera, and I crossed the country to film the stories of people aching to survive, stories of people whose voices weren't on the evening news, with the hope that these stories could begin healing for our country. And that moment, that decision, I made not because I was the strongest or smartest, but because I let bravery in somehow. And that moment, my entire life began in that moment. Everything you heard, the activist, the filmmaker, the lawyer, the story, all of that began with a 20-year-old girl willing to face the fires. And since then, those fires have never stopped calling me, and so I want to show you what it sounds like, what it looks like inside. I'm standing in the Sikh temple of Oak Creek, Wisconsin, where a white supremacist walked in and opened fire, blood soaked on the ground. Horrific mass shooting, and I watch Kamal and Harpreet, two sons, gather with the community to pray. They pray for the souls of everyone who died. They pray for the soul of the gunman who took their mother's life. From them, I learned that forgiveness is not forgetting. Forgiveness is freedom from hate. Forgiveness is my calling. I'm in a Catholic church in New England where Marcia and Luis have the courage to step out of the shadows and help their neighbors pull back their sleeves to show their scars at the hands of local police officers. From these Latino families, I learned the razor courage required to remake our laws, not as swords for the fallen, but as shields for the most vulnerable. Justice is my calling. In a supermax prison in Connecticut, Pete sees the prisoners he guards as animals, and Misael sees the guards of his prison cell as executioners of a living death. From them, I learned that we can no longer divide the world into victims and aggressors. We are called to remake the institutions and cultures that diminish and divide us. Empathy is my calling. On the shores of Guantanamo Bay, a place where we have incarcerated people with brown bodies for years without end, without trial, I listen to soldiers whose names I cannot offer you, soldiers of our generation, as young as you, tell me that they have inherited wars not of their own making. Ending them is my calling. And in the crumbling neighborhoods of this country, I have seen mothers like Roz wipe tears from their face for their young black sons. And from them, I have learned to look upon the faces who are different, of people who are different from me, Latino, black, LGBT, and see brother, sister, son, daughter. I cannot live if you are dying. I cannot stand by if you are suffering. For we are all wanting to end a world that robs us of human dignity, because we sing in a full-throated voice, all lives matter. All lives matter. It is a simple statement, but if you order your life around this single truth, callings become revolutionary. In the sacred tradition of my faith, the Sikh faith, there's a story about a woman warrior. The story goes like this. There were 40 soldiers in the 17th century who abandoned a great battle. They came back home to the village, and she looked at them and said, "You will not abandon the battle. You will go back into the fires. You will resume the path of love, and you know what? I will lead you." She donned a turban, and she mounted a horse, and she grabbed a sword, and she led them back into the flames. She became the one she was waiting for. Mai Bago was her name. She not only listened to her calling, she became the calling. Students of St. Benedict, who is calling you in this moment? Whose calling are you meant to become? Even asking these questions requires tremendous courage. Courage is fear that has said its prayers, Bishop Dreen Robinson has said to me. Bishop Robinson, he's the first openly gay bishop in Christendom. He has faced threats to his own life in order to fulfill the call to service. Courage is fear that has said its prayers. You know, that's always been true for me. Because in the most fearful moments of my life, when trapped behind bars after a protest, my arm badly twisted by a police officer, when facing the barrel of a gun in an empty park for loving a man outside of my faith, when standing over open caskets of men and women who look like my family, even in the throes of labor that felt like dying, my grandfather's prayer has always come to my lips, spilling out, Tati vanalagi pad bram shanai. It means, the hot winds cannot touch you. You are shielded by the divine. The hot winds cannot touch you. The hot winds cannot touch you. They make a shape in your soul that nothing can touch. I know that space, Bishop Robinson tells me. That, for me, that's the space where God lives, the space that no one can touch. I know that space. Sister Simone Campbell told me. She's the nun of Nuns on the Bus. I know that space, she says. When God was speaking to Moses through the burning bush, I had this image that we are all called to be the burning bush. We are all called to let God inflame up our lives and set our people free. I know that space, says Eric Puri, my friend from law school who returned to New Orleans to rebuild his city. I know that space. It's like the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. You see, part of the challenges of interfaith engagement is pronunciation. I hope I got that right. It's the story of those who were cast into the fiery furnace and the fire did not consume them. This is what I've been hearing across times, across traditions. The treasure of this truth: the hot winds cannot consume you. The fire cannot take you when you have love in your heart. No matter what the source, it could be God, but it could be the cosmos. It could be your grandfather's prayer. It could be your mother's love. For that love calls you to courage. That love keeps you on the quest. That love will whisper into your ear, you are brave. You are brave. Class of 2015, you are brave. You have only to believe it and remember it. And for that, my sisters and I collected a few words of advice, since this is a commencement address, to help you remember your bravery. Are you ready for them? Okay, I'm going to go through them. Ready? Okay. Collect a treasure chest of scriptures, that is the poems and songs and stories that give you courage even your darkest moments. So you know that mine are Guru Nanak, the Buddha, and Harry Potter. Honor justice Sabbaths, that is set aside days when your phones are out of reach, when you tape over the clocks on the wall, when you live apart from numbers, for in these moments you will find the sacred. You will go to the ocean or the mountains or the church and the temple so that you can listen with the ear of your heart, as St. Benedict teaches us. Hold vision meetings with your best friend, yes, where you share visions of your best selves with each other. Do not let others colonize your moral imagination. Train with your sword and shield, for no one goes into battle alone. Choose your modern-day sword, the law degree, the film camera, the megaphone, the pen, and practice. You have in the palm of your hand the open internet as a ready space to connect, to create, and to organize, to practice. Embody the life you wish for everyone you love. Weave joy into every day. My best friend Jessica and I, you know what we do when we get together? We play with our pets, we tend to our gardens, we have tea and scones, we go on bike rides, we gaze at the stars, we search for dolphins in the sea, we dance. For the way we make change is just as important as the change we make, not over our dead bodies, but with our vibrant, live spirits. Seek harmony, not balance. So look, the idea of balance has never been useful to me, as if I could cut my life into pieces and measure their worth on a scale. And at the same time, if I were to be honest, anytime I've tried to lean in, I've always fallen. So I choose to stand up straight on this earth. I choose to pour my love into those I love, into my husband and children, into my family and friends, into my work, into the communities I serve, into all of you. I gauge my success by how well I have loved. And that seems to be working just fine. Because I don't want balance. I want harmony. I want my life to flare up. I want my life to sing. I want your lives to sing, and everyone's song is different. Everyone's song is different. Finally, treat each day as a lifetime. When my grandfather was on his deathbed, he faced death fearlessly. He smiled, he surrendered when he died. And I was so angry with him for leaving me without teaching me the secret to his fearlessness. until I realized that his dying was his final lesson. And so each night, I think of the day as a whole lifetime containing joy and gratitude and hardship. I praise it and then I let it go. I tell myself that I am enough. You are enough. Practicing dying this way, dying fearlessly each night, is helping me practice becoming brave in the day. So, class of 2015, before you accept your diplomas on this stage, there's just one last thing we have to do. These diplomas will honor the achievements of your mind, but bravery is your birthright. And as my college mentor, Tommy Woon, taught me, bravery lives in your body. So I'm going to do something with you. Are you ready? Bravery. Your bravery lives in your throat. Go on and touch your throat. Go on. May your throat know its power to speak even when your voice trembles, for your song is singular and necessary on this earth. Your bravery lies in your eyes. Go on, touch your eyes. May your eyes always see the faces of the people you serve, for they are each a stitch that will bind you to the path of love. Your bravery lies in your ears. Some of you are already there. Touch your ears because you've been listening. May you always listen for your calling, those moments when your deepest longing meets the world's greatest needs. Your bravery lies in your feet. Feel your feet on the ground. May your feet move into places wherever love calls you, even when the flames lick the highest. Your bravery lives in your hands. Open your palms. May your hands know their ability to create out of nothing. Yesh Mayin in the Jewish tradition, for the world needs antidotes that do not yet exist. Your bravery lives in your core. Go ahead, touch your bellies. May every cell in your body know that it contains the selfless love of the long line of women who have birthed you. For knowing this, you will never be alone. Your bravery lives in your breath. Take a deep breath. In every breath you take into your body, as many stars in the known universe, 100 million molecules that have passed through the lungs of every person who has ever lived. Can you believe that? And every person is made up of the same elements cooked in the heart of those ancient stars. So you see, it's not just solid science. It's a soaring spiritual experience, as the astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson likes to say. So may you sense the wonder of your oneness with all things. Your bravery lies in the hands of the sisters next to you. Please take one another's hands for a moment. You're brave for doing this with me. This one's important. May you reach for these hands to take strength and make meaning, for courage is only possible in community. Your bennies will deliver the toasts at your wedding. They will hold your newborn child. They will celebrate your swearing in. They will kiss the coffin at your funeral. Hold fast to them. Close your eyes for just a moment and think of their names. Think of the women next to you who you do not want to let go ever. Now open your eyes and don't let them go. I see your tears. That seals it. You're not going to let each other go, I promise. Because your bravery lives in your heart. Place your hands on your chest. You see, your heart is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. So yes, may your heart give you the courage to grieve today. Grieve today, for it is an ending. Even as you celebrate today as a new beginning for life, life begins in departure, says my friend Bryn. Bryn Saito is now a celebrated poet. She says hi, by the way. Lately, she's been writing poems about women warriors, which seems just about right, and so I want to leave you with my favorite lines from her poem, Woman Warrior, on how to be free. Go to the ends of the earth, girl. Go like a leopard chasing her longing. Go like the grasses grown and cut and blowing over the valley by autumn fire winds. Go away from the valley, girl. Go to the city. Go like a fighter with gold ore precision, with penny-like pain, with plenty of power, and with women like me, wishing you well, whistling wisdom into your spine. Learn to outlast the flame. Class of 2015, let your life flare up, let your life sing, and that love will outlast the highest flames. That love will light a new way for us all. Thank you, and congratulations.
Good afternoon. As chair of the Board of Trustees of the college, I have great pleasure in introducing our student speaker. But before I do that, I just want to say on behalf of all the trustees of the college, congratulations to the class of 2015. We are all extremely proud of your accomplishments, and we wish you a very good journey forward. I know today you have mixed emotions of sadness and excitement, and congratulations to you and to your entire families who have supported you through these last 4 years. Our student speaker today is Bridget Cummings. Bridget is a political science major and an economics minor from Chaska, Minnesota. She proudly comes from a family of Bennies and Johnnies, including her brother, sister, mother, father, and uncles. Bridget will be graduating with honors distinction in the political science department after successfully completing her thesis on gender bias in gubernatorial races. During her sophomore year at St. Ben's, Bridget was named captain of the varsity golf team. She was twice elected by the student body to serve as academic affairs representative on the St. Ben's Senate. Bridget participated in the DC Summer Study Program, where she interned at the Department of Justice as a Brandel Scholar. In 2014, she was inducted into the Phi Beta Kappa Academic Honors Society and the Omicron Kappa Sigma Economics Honor Society. This past summer, Bridget interned at the White House in the Office of Legislative Affairs and was a Robeson Scholar. After graduation, she will be moving to Washington, D.C., and hopes to work in either the executive or legislative branch. Please join me in welcoming Bridget to the podium.
Thank you, Lynn. I have been here before. As far back as I can remember, the College of St. Benedict has had a presence in my life. From my younger years, one may reasonably argue that my alphabet was stunted, forever fixed on a subconscious ordering of CSB, SJU, instead of ABC, XYZ. But this was for a very good reason. The relationship my parents crafted together began here. They met, they fell in love, and they can still regale my siblings and I with nostalgic memories of how they met, what they did here, and why it mattered. As I grew up, I not only heard the stories of St. Ben's and St. John's, I relived them through our various visits to campus. There is little to compare to a daughter's experience walking through a college campus and listening to the roar of a stadium of Johnny fans, cheering in the same way they must have cheered my dad's team over 30 years ago. And I was endlessly hopeful that my mom's stories of deep, enduring college friendships, invigorated by the dog book yearbook, General Hospital marathons, and good-looking Johnnies with shoulder-length mullets would soon be my own stories, except for the part about the mullets. The roots of my love for the College of St. Benedict and St. John's University began thanks to my parents. So as I navigated my way through high school and gave serious consideration to my college plans, the College of St. Benedict quite simply called to me. And when I arrived on campus with that excited nervousness that all first years have, I was reminded, yes, I have been here before. It is true that I confidently knew where Bowditch was. I knew how to find the best cup of coffee in St. Joseph. Maybe had even heard from my sister what happens during Piano Man at Sal's. I thought I had it all figured out. But this was no longer a nostalgic experience with my parents. It was now an experience all my own. And I would rise and stumble, soar and backpedal in a way that was unique to me, in a way that I would one day wistfully relay to my kids. Oh, you all remember our first days, right? Overconfident, we stood too soon to get off the link. Overeager, we marched around campus with our lanyards dangling from our necks. Confirmed in our independence, we still became homesick in those first undefined months. Having excelled in high school, we questioned if we could conceivably succeed in this hard class with that difficult teacher and this impossible material. But we would survive and thrive. Time and patience, faith and hope, hard work and uproarious laughter would all figure into transforming us from the anxious, naive freshmen we once were into the graduating seniors we are today. And my hope is that 4 years as a Benny has made us not simply successful, but even more that we have grown a bit more humble, a measure more hopeful, and a touch more wise. Because someday, I will bring my daughters and sons to this campus. I will tell them about their grandparents falling in love and the stories of their college memories. And now, I can add my own. I will tell them of the festivals where we celebrated diversity and culture, the awkward freshman dances, the professors who initially daunted and ultimately proved themselves indispensable mentors, how chance conversations on the link led to lifetime friendships, how sisters garbed in Benny gear cheered us through the last mile of a grueling 5K, and how CSB staff tirelessly slung pancakes into the late night hours to feed our fact-fevered minds preparing for finals. I will tell them of the costume parties, JD's trivia on the link, the Tommy Johnny game days, and the 2 a.m. discussions in dorm room over Gary's Pizza. I will tell them of the quiet mornings and the enduring bell tower that my best friend and I loved to study under. I will tell them of the notions, not much considered in the wider world today. Notions like tradition, service, faith, and honor. And when I nostalgically walk my kids, who may or may not listen to every story I tell them about college for the upteenth time, when I walk my kids around this campus, I will be thinking, as I did when I first arrived here, I have been here before. And a part of me always will be. To my Bennies, my sisters, congratulations and God bless you in all that you do.
Today's program lists 475 candidates for the baccalaureate degree. The College of St. Benedict is happy to recognize these degree candidates. It is understood that the appropriate degrees are earned by the candidates who successfully complete all requirements for that degree by the end of the scholastic year. Will the candidates for the degrees please rise? Dr. Mary Dana Hinton, President of the College of St. Benedict. These students are now presented to you for conferral of the appropriate degrees.
On the recommendation of the faculty of the College of St. Benedict and St. John's University, and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I confer upon those candidates whose names appear in the commencement program the appropriate Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science degrees indicated, with all the attendant rights and privileges, of which the degrees to be given to them shall be forever the testimony. Dr. Richard Ice, Vice Provost, I ask you to please come forward and assist with the presentation of the diplomas. I also ask Dr. Karen Erickson, Academic Dean, to come forward to read the names of our candidates for degrees.
Students, please be seated. I ask the audience to withhold applause until all candidates have received their degrees. Thank you. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honors, egregia cum laude. Hannah Marie Anderson. Wendy Sue Rima. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honors, summa cum laude. Jessica Marie Alkire. Laura Lee Backus. Jillian Ronelly Burkholtz. Allison Darlene Bratberg. Bridget Frances Cummings. Marissa Helen Demmel. Lauren Ann Getsky. Samantha Jean Keller. Catherine Nicole Keller Miller. Erin Maria Kelso. Catherine Lee Kuhn. Tessa Ann Laswell. Therese Simone LaRue. Christine Ann Lipari. Anna Marie Luke. Addison Marie Magruder. Erin Marie Medvets. Melania Rose Meyer. Erin Kelly O'Neill. Kayla Alexandra Pavek. Laura Elizabeth Ritchie. Kelsey Marie Rolag. Erica K. Sinner. Molly Loretta Sullivan. Elizabeth Kathleen Walbrun. Wei Jui Wang. Amanda Christine Webby. Tian Chu. Chen Dan Yen. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honors, magna cum laude. Andrea Elizabeth Betts, Rebecca Rose Bilbrow, Ellen Mary Black, Kayla Sue Boland, Lauren Nicole Brown, Emily Margaret Bush, Grace Catherine Butkowski, Tierney May Klein, Nicole Ramona Cornell, Claire Elizabeth Cunningham, Claire Michelle Desotels, Sarah Michelle DeWitt, Elizabeth Marie Diekman, Brianna Leah Ebert, Sarah Emily Ina Evans, Molly Caroline Flagg, Megan Grace Flannery, Autumn Rose Flynn, Emily Ann First, Natalia Elizabeth Gall, Manon Annette Gammon Deering, Sarah Elizabeth Garrigan, Mary Ruth Gilbertson, Heather Marie Grosso, Allison Adie Hannes, Amy Ruth Heigl, Crystal Marie Heinen, Lonica Joanne Johnson, Claire Margaret Johnston, Cassandra Michelle Jones, Kate Marie Keneally, Natalie Marie Kerber, Carly Anna Knudsen, Christine Marie Dorothy Kavetsky, Emily Rylene Lahr, Sarah Catherine Lang, Mariah Lee Longwinger, Megan Elizabeth Lawson, Amanda Marie Munster-Tiger, Addison Jade Novak, Danielle Marie Ostertag, Jessica Di Matteo Raboin, Leah Marie Ranta, Kayla Alexis Reininger, Jamie Ann Reynolds, Renee Catherine Reese, Sarah Kate Reese, Anne Elizabeth Schenzer, Teresa Ann Schaefer, Elizabeth Ann Severson, Caitlin Ann Strelo, Mackenzie Lynn Sullivan, Catherine Elise Tillman, Ashley Nicole Walter. Bailey Elizabeth Zalek. Nan Zhu. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honors, cum laude. Brooke Mary Alexander. Jillian Marie Andresen. Caitlin Jean Boren. Anne Louise Breen. Sarah Claire Brose. Anne Marie Dean. Bailey Marie Drews. Tori Marie Groot-Wasink. Christine Kress Gunderson. Elizabeth Marie Hansen. Heidi Ann Hansen. Nok Bao Wang. Michelle Christine Howe. Hannah Louise Kelm Iverson. Marin Elizabeth Iverson. Lilia K. Khalif. Hannah Elaine Clinert. Sophia Margaret Mary Corman. Jennifer Ann Kretschmer. Alyssa Jade Lager. Kristen Jo Lakin. Tia Ray Marthaler. Bridget Mary Mathowitz. Bridget Kathleen McAvoy. Morgan Ann McGrath. Clara Marie Miliotis. Kimberly Ann Miller. Kate Elizabeth Minnick. Katie Mary Monahan. Kaylee Brianna Nicholas. Madeline Jean Norgard. Anna Elise Nugent. Nicole Marie Pagel. Holly Ann Peters. Anna Marie Renee Raker. Callie Ray Ryder. Erica Lauren Rodby. Gabrielle Helen Ross. Julia Grace Thielen. An Quinn Tran. Coley Vang. Alexandra Michelle Vecchia. Candidate for the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honors, egregia cum laude, Rebecca Ross Denayo. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honors, summa cum laude, Melissa Marie Call. Heidi Ann Rakoski. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honors, magna cum laude, Chelsea Lee Holst. Rachel Elizabeth Lohi, Catherine Jean Smith. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honors, cum laude, Megan Lee Dorr. Kelsey Marie Kim Nelson. Carrie Marie Schoberl. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Bridget Ann Odelman. Marissa Ann Amacher. Christina Marie Angel. Justine Elizabeth Asleason. Rose Bai. Bridget Nora Berry. Kirsten Lee Bates. Emily Ray Buford. Mary Margaret Bechtold. Laura Ann Becker. Carolyn Ann Bedford. Kelly Maria Benitez. Elizabeth Anna Bergner. Taylor Renee Berry. Catherine Elizabeth McCarthy Beamer. Claire Elizabeth Bierke. Brigitte Nicole Black. Catherine Candace Blackley. Autumn Marie Blatz. Rachel Ann Berner. Rebecca Diane Bukinski. Andrea Atherton Busalis. Martha Mary Boyle. Laura Dickerson Brandis. Megan Nicole Breton. Sarah Elizabeth Brummer. Gabriella Rose Bruni. Emily Joyce Buckmiller. Jenna Beth Buddy. Ashley Mary Bukuski. Chessa Irene Burgow. Megan Ann Calder. Rose Cecilia Callahan. Anna Cecilia Caitlin Carlson. Sarah Casillas. Marie Ida Cavallero. Abby Marie Cavazos. Margaret Claire Chase. Ka Cheng. Courtney Christine Chesnes. Danielle Renee Christensen. Alyssa Diane Cromie. Juliana Marie Coyle. Lucy Catherine Colosimo. Samantha Marie Sinclair Cox. Olivia Ruth Sear. Kelly Ann Davenport. Sarah Ann D. St. Aubin. Mary Catherine Marguerite Decker. April Louise Donovan. Anna Rose Doyle. Amy Rebecca Duda. Kathleen Ann Egan. Tricia K. Engen. Sari Kathleen Erickson. Jamie Lee Erickson. Paige Rennell Espelin. Jordan Rose Falk. Megan Elizabeth Favorite. Elizabeth Ann Fisher. Jessica Ann Fisher. Bridget Ann Foley. Megan Moore Forcier. Ashley Danielle Marie Folks. Laura Elizabeth Fox. Audrey Glenn Frick. Emily Ann Gebhardt. Christina Lynn Jarvis. Kendall Marie Giacomini. Brianne Antoinette Gibson. Cassandra Ann Gilmore. Maggie Lucille Gleason. Nancy Jo Gettle. Jennifer Lynn Gonia. Annie Helen Gorman. Emily Margaret Gould. Brianna Emily Granby. Ingrid Sophia Grangenet. Lillian Marie Griffith. Leah Elizabeth Gross. Andrea del Socorro Guajardo Villar. Consuelo Gutierrez. Hannah Rose Haas. Amanda Danielle Hackett. Annalise Michelle Haynes. Kelly Josephine Hanlon. Jenna Marie Hanson Johnson. Maria Louise Harvey. Stephanie Marie Havemeyer. Lauren Nancy Hayes. Yi Her. Victoria Jacqueline Hernandez. Natalie Regina Heron. Teresa Marie Hickman. Amanda Lynn Hillier. Ora Jean Hoffbeck. Chloe Elizabeth Holton. Hannah Christine Hahn. Elida Ray Hovey. Marie Elise Hudala. Samantha Marie Hurley. Jacqueline Blair Hughesby. Jennifer Ann Hewson. Taylor Brianna Cecilia Houston. Catherine Roseanne Jacobson. Mara Rollick Janning. Dana Nicole Johnson. Emily Alice Johnson. Kenley Elizabeth Johnson. Brittany Ronette Jones. Colleen Brady Jordan. Regina Ann Joyce. Allison Marie Jurek. Kayla Ann Karst. Shannon Marie Kennedy. Pania Kang. Sarah Jean Kirscher. Valerie Ann Clockle. Anissa Lynette Knowles. Amy Randine Knudsen. Elena May Cook. Claire Marie Kochevar. Taya Lynn Kockelman. Rachel Elizabeth Kohler. Caitlin Marie Conser. Kayla Hope Kopp. Holly Marie Kraler. Corey Marie Kruger. Alexa Catherine Kubinski. Alexandra Marie Lambert. Bao Lao. Kaylee Jean Larson. Alexandra Marie Latanishan. Jenna Marie Laufers. Caitlin Marie Lavoie. Morgan Carly Leedens. Mariah Ann Ledeen. Sia Lee. Elizabeth Michelle Leipholtz. Ilian Lee. Haley Michelle Lynn. Stephanie Michelle Lakin. Maria Fernanda Lopez Olaya. Michelle Elizabeth Loy. Emily Ray Lewick. Sarah Rachel Lundgren. Haley Christine Lynch. Sarah Monica Macareth. Catherine Ann McGuire, Madeline Simone Maney, Catherine Rose Martin, Lizeth Martinez Ajala, Jenna Rose Mouse, Megan Catherine McKeon, Melissa Therese McMillan, Elia Yadira Medina, Gina Ray Meixner, Stephanie Michelle Mercado, Ali Tennille Mick, Vanessa Montes, Kirsten Marie Montre, Stephanie Ann Mork, Sarah Jean Mork, Jamia St. Clair Moss, Megan Catherine Murphy, Victoria Jean Nass, Mackenzie Hannah Neal, Caitlin Renee Nelson, Rachel Ann Nelson, Teresa Marie Nelson, Callie Sue Newman, Allie Michelle Neeson, Marie Frances Nillis Melchert, Sarah Emily Ober, Allison Catherine O'Brien, Zinab Oke, Chibudum Onyenyechi Okoro, Leah Halverson O'Loughlin, Lisa Yoon Kyung Otto, Wing Tung Pang, Elora Victoria Parrington, Allie Marie Patterson, Margaret Marion Paul, Taylor Lynn Peterson, Jacqueline Perez, Kendra Jo Payton, Alexis Ann Phillips, Brittany Marie Poganski, Anna Mary Polad, Laura Christine Posthumus, Carmen Westerholm Probst, Maria Nicole Pugliese, Erin Kathleen Quigley, Christine Marie Quinones, Danielle Celia Quintana, Melissa Lou Quintanilla, Alexandra Elizabeth Renzi, Alexa Christine Rindy, Elizabeth Joy Ringel, Brittany Louise Marquise Robinson. Olivia Jane Rodriguez. Elizabeth Mary Rearing. Catherine Bernice Rogoszewski. Christina Elizabeth Rolfson. Alexia Brittany Roll. Alexandra Claire Rothstein. Kendria Jean Ruland. Catherine Margaret Rosinski. Bailey Jo Ricken. Paige Barbara Satzer. Taylor Beth Sand. Allison Marion Sandberg. Julene M. Segura. Anna Claire Schaefer. Tessa Lee Shapakam. Leah Ann Sherman. Margaret Elizabeth Schill. Sydney Marie Schleif. Ellen Marie Schmidt. Catherine Elaine Schmidt. Emily Elizabeth Schneider. Sarah Marie Schneider. Emily Jean Schroeder. Erin Janice Schrader. Megan Elizabeth Schroeder. Megan Elizabeth Schwegman. Darian Bailey Schweitz. Haley Morgan Schweitz. Imani Rashida Scully. Hannah Rose Sieb. Danielle Lee Sheehy. Nancy Estefania Sibri Guaman. Katrina Louise Siebels. Margaret Ann Segrist. Elizabeth Scott Silverman. Erica Lynn Scarlett. Chloe Lane Smith. Lisa Marie Smith. Carly Ann Solom. Jessie Frisia Sorvag. Erin Margaret Speltz. Jessica Marie Sprague. Kelsey Ann St. John. Sophia Faith Stangl. Kelly Nicole Stevens. Amber Lynn Stouffer. Rachel Ann Strike. Sonia Rose Zestkowski. Emma Therese Tacky. Erin Nicole Tockley. Nicole Kavita Tam. Amanda Faye Tate. Hamrawit Giza Tabika. Alyssa Jane Terry. Bao Tao. Paku Tao. Kelsey Maria Thielen. Taylor Ann Thel. Brianna Lynn Thomas. Caitlin Marie Thorson. Erica Solveig Thurston. Keely Mackenzie Tim. Grace Marie Todora. Danielle Lee Tossi. Rebecca Lynn Tourville. Jacqueline Marie Towsley. Brianna Lynn Trout. Jenna Lynn Trout. Maria Lee Trenda. Natalie Catherine Trojak. Elizabeth Louise Twardowski. Jennifer Ann Uveling. Amanda Jordan Urbanski. Danielle Elizabeth Vanderheide. Julia Maikub Vang. Mai Chi Vang. Mai Tong Vang. Nu Samantha Vang. Alicia Ray Vargas. Anne Elizabeth Viersba. Mao Wu. Annalise Christine Wallerick. Catherine Ann Waltz. Xiayi Wang. Amberly Elise Warner. Jenna Lynn Weber. Allison Marie Wentland. Brooke Marie Wenish. Allison Rose Wenker. Megan Teresa Westland. Alyssa Marie Whitesell. Erin Elizabeth Wilson. Anya Ulrike Winkler. Ashley Victoria Whitrock. Natalie Marie Wogan. Maria Zhang. Sheng Zhong. Chong Yang. Jennifer Nu Chi Yang. Peggy Ma Yang. Sarah Yang. Yua Yang. Rochelle Roxanne Yates. Cassandra Noel Urick. Yi-Ku Zhao. Yimei Zheng. Jennifer Ann Ziniego. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science. Alexandra Vance Alviani. Sarah Elizabeth Bellissimo. Hannah Lee Chartier. Kaylee Nicole Draz. Samantha Jean Ellingson. Haley Hayes Enfield. Tess Emma Foster. Emily Christine Ganon. Caitlin Ann Grousam. Catherine Rose Hammond. Kylie Marie Hoheisel. Patricia Jean Indrali. Olivia Grace Irwin. Hannah Catherine Jacobs. Brianna Nicole Knutson. Alexandra Paige Merrick. Claire Elizabeth O'Brien. Jenna Marie O'Donnell. Rachel Catherine Pollard. Nicole Jeline Ramler. Taylor Marie Reiner. Brittany Mary Schluter. Jennifer Nicole Schmitz. Tara May Service. Ashley Marie Ship. Britta Elizabeth Skalbeck. Emma Lucille Steck. Kendall Renee Uribe. Sabrina Joan Weber. Sarah Jo Wheel. Mackenzie May Wenner. Please join me in a round of applause for our graduates.
To you, the graduates of the class of 2015, congratulations. As president of the St. Ben's Alumni Board, I am delighted to officially welcome you to the Alumni Association, an amazing group of more than 21,000 women in the United States and around the world. This is your Benny Network, a vibrant and dynamic group of women who are our colleagues, mentors, and our closest friends. St. Ben's women have many things in common. We have a degree from a top-ranked Catholic liberal arts college for women. We are strong, spiritual, smart, resilient, bold, confident, adventurous, and innovative. We share a love for St. Ben's, founded by the Sisters of St. Benedict, remarkable women in their own right. Guided by their rich tradition and pioneering spirit, you and I are destined to make a difference in the communities where we live and work, and we do. I encourage you to come back to campus often, because St. Ben's will always be your home. And should you also know that we alumni get together often, whenever and wherever we can. It has been more than 20 years since I was sitting in your seat, patiently waiting for this ceremony. I was feeling a little anxious about trading my St. Ben's world for the real world. Trust me, you will be more than fine. You will be amazing. I am excited to watch your futures unfold, and I look forward to hearing about your accomplishments. Congratulations to each of you, and welcome to the Benny Network and the Alumni Association.
And we pray a blessing for our graduates. Creator of the centuries, center of all wisdom, giver of life, may you be praised for these graduates from the College of St. Benedict who have lived and learned with us these last years. They have celebrated with us a century of connections, and they are our 100th graduating class. We give thanks for the first 100 years of the college and ask your guidance on the next 100 years of living and learning at the College of St. Benedict. We celebrate the commencement of these young women who have been formed by the 1,500-year Benedictine heritage prepared for them by the Sisters of the Order of St. Benedict as they established this campus of St. Benedict's Monastery and the College of St. Benedict. By the power of your presence, Lord, may the Catholic Benedictine gospel values they have learned and to which they have witnessed continue to direct their decisions and determine their priorities. As they have experienced inspired learning, may they continue the tradition of inspiring lives. With grateful hearts, may they always cherish the unparalleled opportunities they have had experienced as students of the College of St. Benedict. Experiences that have linked the liberal arts and sciences with professional preparation, civic engagement, leadership, and global competence. Filled with confidence and humility, may they exhibit an unwavering focus on the development of women as leaders, professionals, and scholars, and may they continue to engage, learn from, and work with people from a rich variety of cultural backgrounds and identities. Through their dedication and commitment, may they embrace the changes and challenges that impact their lives with the same courage, strength, and boldness of our foremothers. May they always persist in cultivating habits of spiritual, social, cultural, and intellectual engagement and initiative for the common good. And may the centrality of God, habits of prayer, critical reflection on the meaning, value, and purpose of life continue to form and fashion their lives. Finally, May they know of our care and concern for them. May they know that our prayers go with them and that they will forever be held in our hearts as we ask God to watch over and protect them, now and always. Amen.